Well, the bread's been proving for about an hour now, just under an hour, and oh, it's sticking to the lid. That's good. It's double in size. I can see it hasn't quite filled into this part of the pot. There's a good reason for that. There's a gentle breeze blowing this way, meaning that this side of the pot will be cooler than the other side. And that's all it takes to spoil the proving. So you have to really make sure you get the right environment to do this job. But that's going to be fine. What I need to do now is build the fire up and bake it. We're going to leave that about there. I'll build the fire up. Just going to lift that up so it doesn't get too hot. Bread's been baking now for about half an hour, and already you can see that it's starting to push the lid off the camp oven here. It really is rising well. And what I'm going to do now is just going to put some embers on top of the pot so we get an even heat throughout. And this is one of the great advantages of these sorts of Dutch ovens, camp ovens, and they actually have a little lip around the top of the lid designed to hold the embers. It's critical time now, really. We're getting well into the cooking. It's had about 45 minutes. I could smell bread, and all of a sudden I could smell a little bit of burning. Ooh. So I just want to lift the lid and see how we're doing. Oh, that's starting to look pretty good. So I'm going to leave the lid on now. I'm not going to put any more embers on top. Might just put just a few, not too many. I don't want to scorch it on top. The loaf's had an hour now, so I want to just test it and see how it's doing. The first thing is to get these ashes off the lid. Ooh, it's like burning smell from the pot. Now I've got a stick, push it in. If it comes out dry, which it has, I reckon that bread's done. There's a slight burning smell, so it might have scorched on the underside, but hasn't stuck, which is a good sign. Always a good sign. A little bit scorched on the underside, but that's all. Pretty good looking loaf, that. Good sound. And I'm just going to leave it to cool with the cloth over the top. That'll help to stop the crust going too dry. Just like that. Brilliant. And the pot's clean. Let that cool down. That's why it's so good for baking. And while that's cooling, I'll just have a little bit of a tidy up. Well, in an ideal world, you'd leave this till it was properly cool before you sliced it. But I've got a film crew salivating for this, so it's still a little bit warm. Putting the cloth on top just helps us to keep the crust from going too hard. And, well, it's got to be done, hasn't it? It's got to be sliced and tasted. Just have a look. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? And I guess what we have to do is, in time-honoured fashion, our poison taster is of course the man wearing the earmuffs, sound recordist. So, over to you, Tim. Thank you.
That's good.
There you go, how to make a loaf of bread outdoors. Once you can do that, you can stay as long as you've got flour and yeast to do the baking. Good health. Mm.